Welcome back to another episode of Wizzy Yaps About Stuff, while a speed paint that may or may not be related to the topic plays in the background. Today I'm yapping about the finale of The Amazing Digital Circus. If you haven't seen the show before, this video will make zero sense to you. The entire show is free on YouTube, so you should go watch it. Or don't, I don't control your life. Before I say my critique about the things I didn't like as much, I have to say, I genuinely loved a lot of things about the finale. I think Jax's abstraction was done really well, and all of the emotional parts were really good and really well written. However, I feel like there is so much that was brought up in the earlier episodes that there was almost no payoff for.
This is the void! We don't venture out into the void. Not even I know what's out there. But if I start losing track of who's a human and who's an NPC, who knows what could happen?
Every day I spend here is one nightmare after the next. I knew it would end up like this! He just wants me to suffer.
You just lie about everything, don't you?
Huh?
You can mess with our minds too, can't you? The stupid sauce, the vegan thing, God knows what else!
Our names?
Now, hold on, guys. Wait. I may have the ability to add temporary modifiers to make adventures more interesting, but that's it. If I did anything more, trust me, it would not end well.
Scratch. The first abstraction.
Hey! I didn't say anything like that!
While yes, it is true that there is something beyond the void, the internet, they set it up like there's gonna be something more. The same thing with confusing humans with NPCs. Sure, it's revealed later that everyone is just brain scans and not actual people, but again, I thought there would be more. Some big reveal that one member of the cast was never human in the first place. A creation of Cain. I always assumed that the he Pomni was referring to in the Haunted Mansion was someone from the outside, and not Cain. Because Cain wasn't really intending to inflict harm on anyone at this point in the show. That's not until episode 8. Also, the messing with their minds thing wasn't really expanded on all that much. Like, it's implied that he causes the abstractions or something. Another thing that I feel like could be done better is Cain's survival and redemption. Now listen, Cain was one of my favorite characters, and I was very happy to see him again, despite everything he did in episode 8. But then I thought, wait, how did he come back? Apparently, according to the creator, all the deleted things end up in the void, which kind of makes sense, but why wasn't this explained in the show, or even vaguely implied? And also, his redemption arc was very rushed. He went from basically being Am from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream to wanting to be friends with the people he tortured. That kind of redemption takes at least an episode or two. Also, everyone seems pretty accepting of him when he comes back. I know Zubul was like, it's gonna take a long time to forgive you, which I like, by the way. However, if I was in this situation and got endlessly tortured by this dude yesterday, I would use my newfound ability to conjure up anything, which really didn't get used enough in the show, by the way, and conjure up book-accurate Riptide from Percy Jackson and beat the absolute living crap out of him. He also never explained the blue AI that made him evil to the cast, so genuinely, why would they forgive him so quickly? It all just feels very rushed, and I know animation is expensive and making another episode isn't very realistic, and I wouldn't want them to cut anything else down to make room for this. I just feel like this could be done better. There is something to be learned here, like don't hint at things that go nowhere. And if you make a really cool world, maybe consider focusing more on that world. The story can still be character driven. A lot of people just want to see more of the world. If you plan on having a character come back from a pretty permanent looking end, maybe set up a way they could come back to the audience before they actually come back, so we're not confused. Even if it's just subtly hinted at or a random comment from a character. But hey, I'm no writing professional, and these are just my random thoughts. I like the idea of rewriting some things and making a video about it, like a little animatic where I voice the characters. Not me saying I could do it better or anything, just experimenting with ideas for fun. A little fanfiction action. Tell me if you want to see that, by the way. Even though I spent most of this video critiquing the finale, I actually really enjoyed it, and I still love The Amazing Digital Circus. Something biggest fans will be the biggest critics. This show inspired me a lot, and means a lot to me. When I was 14 and I watched the pilot for the first time, I was obsessed, and I felt like a genius when I found a not-so-hidden 57. I wondered what it meant, and I loved theorizing with my close friend. Shout out Azrael, you are an OG and a real one. This show got me into indie animation, and I also discovered other cool projects. Before this, I didn't know you could just make TV shows on YouTube. Like, you can make money off that. It blew my mind a little bit, not gonna lie. That's an option? So yeah, the Amazing Digital Circus will always have a special place in my heart.